Now it's time to take a break and have some fun at the failure of others. It might not be funny for the people on our upcoming clips, but it certainly can be for us. Today we'll be looking at 15 of the world's funniest construction fails ever. Make sure you watch until number 1. That one is actually pretty hilarious if I do say so myself. Number 15. A concrete buffer on the loose. Our very first clip just proves that if a piece of construction machinery goes wild, it will take the combined efforts of a dozen men to put a stop to its rampages. And this is often to hilarious results. The piece of machinery that you see spinning around like a top is called a concrete buffer. And as you can see, it seems to have escaped the clutches of the construction worker that's supposed to have been using it. Almost immediately, a crowd of construction workers are on the scene, all of them puzzled and don't quite know what to do. They try a lot of things to try and stop the machine. First, they tried to stop the engine by dousing the machine with water. When that didn't work, someone geniusly tried to switch the engine off using a long plank, still to no success. Then, somebody tried to smother the machine with a tarp, which also didn't work, leaving the machine looking like a confused bowl going round and round. What makes this video more hilarious is the running commentary of the guys who were taking the video. Go ahead and listen for yourself. It's gonna leave you in stitches.
Oh god.
Oh, apparently one more.
It's a big work stoppage here.
We're gonna try the big stick theory. He's gonna go flying across try to kill the engine with water and hit the big stick.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, now we're gonna smother it with a tarp. We've now angered the machine. The machine is now angry.
You dumbasses.
This is hilarious. Okay, we're gonna smother it with tarp.
This is actually gonna work, I think.
Oh, there we go. No.
Oh, in the hole.
Right him in the hole.
Oh, right him, cowboy.
We've now got him in the hole, spin. Oh, ole. 8 seconds. 8 seconds is what we're looking for. He is now blinded and mad.
I can't get you. Oh, this is...
All right, now we're going to, now that we've irritated him, thrown him in the hole. We're up to 18 people now.
It'll run out of gas eventually.
Grab it. We got $50 to the first person to grab the tarp. $50 and a free lunch.
Screw it, man. I don't got any benefits.
I got it good.
Oh my gosh, we're still going now. The lions around the injured gazelle.
Okay.
No, there we go, $50 to the gentleman with the antlers.
Number 14. How not to take down a wall. How hard is it to demolish one wall? Oh, if this next clip is anything to go by, doing it properly without causing mass destruction is quite hard to do. In this video, you'll see a sledgehammer-wielding man who is about to demolish a wall. He looks up the wall, obviously trying to think about the best way to approach this daunting task. Now, we all know that the best way to topple a wall safely is to do it from the top going down, but our man here must have thought that method would have been too much work. So, like any insane person would do, he started whacking at the wall from the bottom. And mind you, this was going to be disastrous from the beginning, but pretty funny actually. A couple of hits, the top of the wall starts to buckle, sending the man with the hammer scurrying away for his life. The wall soon comes crumbling down, but not the way our man expected it to. It fell towards the street, knocking down an electricity pole and damaging a few cars in the process. Clearly, the fastest way to do things isn't necessarily the best way. Number 13. Boys just want to have fun. There's nothing wrong with having a little fun at work. It's been said that doing so it actually increases productivity and employee satisfaction. A good thing all around, am I right? Well, it's not if all the fun you're having may potentially break your neck. Construction sites are very dangerous areas and not really a place to fool around, like these two guys in our next clip do. Just a few seconds into it, I bet you'll see quite a few red flags already. For one, both aren't wearing hard hats. Secondly, they're working on an elevated platform without a harness. And finally, they are dancing on a very unstable platform. I don't think I need to spell out what happens next, just see the hilarious results for yourself and judge them accordingly. Number 12. Building yourself into a corner. The construction process requires a lot of logic and common sense. Unfortunately, common sense is not that common among people, and this truth is shown in the next clip to comical results. In this short clip, you see a man finishing up a floor that he was building out of concrete. He was just about to put the finishing touches when he realized that he was backed up against a wall with nowhere to go. Undaunted, he soldiers on and finishes the floor, thinking that he would be able to rely on his latent cat-like abilities to step on and walk on the tiny ledge that's just on the wall behind him. Was he successful? Well, I'll let the video speak for itself. Number 11. Read the instructions. Please. Instructions? Who needs them? Why rely on a stupid piece of paper when you can figure stuff out all by yourself? Like operating a jackhammer, for instance. It's not really rocket science, and most people will just be able to wing it, am I right? Well, not according to this next entry on our list. We see a guy trying to tear down a wall using a jackhammer. Instructions would be awesome right about now as you see the guy manually whacking on the wall using the unplugged power tool. Finally, a little help arrived when one of his colleagues plugged the thing in and showed him how to turn on the machine. You would think he would know what to do now, right? Well, have a look at what he does in the video and remember this man probably spread and reproduced. Ugh.
Anzetten, dat knopje aanduwen. Ja! Nee!
Number 10. On a break. Heavy machinery is used in construction to make the work faster and more efficient. Unfortunately, operating these metal beasts requires training and not just anybody can do it. So, when in a construction project bound by a tight deadline and the backhoe operator is unavailable, what are you supposed to do? Well, manually fill the backhoe's bucket, of course. In the next entry on our list, you can see 3 people with shovels in hand shoveling sand into the bucket with a huge backhoe. Not to be stating the obvious here, but won't using the backhoe make this job a whole lot quicker and, well, easier? Well, in a few seconds you'll know why these men are taking matters into their own hands. As the camera zooms out, you can clearly see the operator in the cab of the machine, sleeping. Couldn't they just wait for this guy to wake up and finish the job in a few minutes? I don't get it. Number 9. Small guy versus big hunk of wood. When somebody asks you to hold something steady for him, please, for the love of God, do as he says. And if you don't adhere to this idea, what happened to the guy on this next entry on our list might just happen to you. Here you can see a man trying to tear apart what looks like to be the remnants of a wooden wall. He was hitting it with a hammer, trying to knock out individual planks of wood, probably to use on a different project. A much smaller man was intently supervising him. For some reason, the smaller guy took over, and it looks like he asked the bigger guy to hold the wall steady for him, which he did, but only for a few seconds. As the big guy walked away, it quickly became obvious that the weight of the wall was simply too much for the smaller guy. The wall slowly toppled over, pinning the poor guy underneath it. I mean, it is a good thing that the bigger guy was still there to pull him from underneath the wreckage, though. Too late to be the hero, I suppose, big guy. Number 8. 2 men in a drill. How many men does it take to operate a simple drill? Well, for me, it just takes me, but according to this next hilarious clip, 2 full-grown men are definitely not enough. Now the video starts innocently enough. We see 2 burly men probably weighing around 200 pounds each operating on a 2-man drill, probably drilling a hole in the ground for a post or something. Everything was working just fine at the start, the 2 guys can even be seen laughing and joking around. Then all of a sudden everything goes awry. The drill probably got snagged or something, but all of a sudden the bits stop moving, and the upper part with the handles on the engine starts spinning. One of the men was smart enough to immediately let go, but the other one, well, let's just say he got one amazing ride there. Some people just need to learn to let go. Sometimes the hard way. And the hilarious way too. Number 7. Dangerous, yet funny. Heavy equipment fails are very hard to look at, but that doesn't mean that they aren't seriously funny in some cases. Our next clip looks downright terrifying. Fortunately, no one got hurt during this fail, so I guess it's okay that we can laugh about it now? Question mark? I'm just gonna keep going. In the clip, we'll see a giant crane trying to detach an even bigger water tank, obviously wanting to lower it safely to the ground. Problem is, the water tank was filled with water, and the sheer weight of it all caused the crane to tip over. This sends the tank crashing to the ground. I know this shouldn't be funny, but just look at the crane and tell me it doesn't look hilarious. Number 6. Workplace rage. Have you ever had a bad day at work? Yes. Has it ever made you want to lose control and wreck everything in sight? Probably not. This next entry on our list, however, took workplace rage to a whole different level. Better for you to see to believe it. This poor disgruntled construction worker wasn't paid his salary. That's what sent him over the edge. Using the very construction vehicle that helped him build the project, he started wrecking everything in sight, causing what was reported to be $1 million in damages. His workmates can be seen trying to stop him at first, but soon gave up. Moral of the story? Pay your workers on time, especially if they have access to a vehicle that can raise hell all over the place. Number 5. Springboard. Here's another construction worker failing to tear down a wall. It's the third one on this list alone, so I guess we have found these guys' kryptonite. The job is simple enough, tear down a wooden wall, but this guy in the clip wanted to do it in style. He climbed up something that we can't see with the intention of stepping on the piece of wall and smoothly riding it down. Simple, right? But the wall seemed to have other ideas. The wall sprung back and acted like a diving board, setting the poor construction worker face down in the mud. Score so far, wall 3, construction workers zip nada 0. Number 4. Too much time on their hands. Construction workers can be pretty fun guys, and they can find amusement in just about anything they can see on the construction site. Just don't leave them alone with heavy equipment like in the case of this next entry on our list. In this short clip, we see 3 guys in a cement mixer. It looks like they made the cement mixer into a makeshift carousel by laying a long plank on its mouth. 3 of the men climb onto it, clearly thinking that this would be fun. But the mixer started spinning. Everything was all fun at first until the mixer toppled over, sending all of the workers face first into the ground. All I can say is, ouch. Also, good job. Number 3. This isn't the time for beer. There are many reasons why beer and heavy machinery don't mix. Here's just one of them, though. Poor Grandpa, all he wanted to do was drink his beer while finishing up a bit of construction work. So what did his son do? Well, he gave him a beer, but he didn't wait for his dad to finish what he was doing before handing the bottle over. Clearly very thirsty, Grandpa accepted the beer, but given the fact that he was currently handling a piece of equipment that is vibrating like crazy, well, just watch the video and you'll see what happened next. Tell me, will you not throw away the empty bottle in frustration like Grandpa did? I bet you would. Now it's time for the day's best pick. Hold on tight. Not like what these guys did in the clips, though. Number 2. Hold on tight. High-pressure hoses are fun! So are the hundreds of fails they can also cause, all of which, by the way, are hilarious. Yeah, some people might get hurt, but they're extremely funny nonetheless, and more than likely the person kinda deserved it. Like these 2 guys, for instance, who looks like they are testing a brand new hose. They took the job with those snazzy uniforms. They also seem ready for the job. Or are they? Obviously not, because apparently nobody told them to hold on tight, so when the pressure was turned on, the resulting hilarity is too good not to laugh at.
I saved the best for last, but first, I have a quick challenge that takes only 5 seconds to complete. If you can leave a like and subscribe within the next 5 seconds, you'll get 10 years of amazing luck. Just try it, it really works.
Number 1. No extension cord. No problem. Now we come to the last and probably funniest construction fail of them all. We see 2 guys who are trying to use a circular saw to cut a bit of pipe. The problem is their extension cord is too short to reach the pipe. But did they just give up? Of course not. Not these 2 brilliant men. Their answer to the problem is obviously not getting another extension cord, but momentum. It's kinda hard to explain, so watch the clip and behold the full glory of their ignorance.
Oh my God, mama, more.
Mulai turun pulang ku tutu. Mă, nu e mă bine așa, mă. Bă, mai lăsați să-și ia și el viteză, bă.
Which construction fail made you laugh uncontrollably? Let us know in the comments section below. Want to watch more fun videos? Click on any of the videos you see on the screen. As always, thanks for watching everybody, and we will see you all next time. Have a good day.